Hello everyone, you're watching me live on NewsX YouTube, and today I'm here to talk about, the Waqf protests. It's been over 7 days since now the Waqf bill has been passed in the parliament. Yes, we saw 2 hectic days of debate and late night passage of the bills that happened in both the houses, be it the Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha. And now, yes, with the president's signature, the Waqf Amendment Bill has been turned into an act. While, yes, there has been opposition to this, it's mostly been through the courts. With you had Asaduddin Owaisi, you had the Congress, you have several other opposition parties who have moved the Supreme Court against this bill, which is the rightful way to go if you oppose the bill. But the country has largely been peaceful, except one part in the country, in the eastern part of Bengal, where violence has been witnessed for the past 42 hours, and that is Murshidabad. I'm here to talk about Murshidabad to you, and we're going to do that over the next it's about 5 odd minutes, when I'm going to give you everything that you need to know about this place and the violence that has happened, with some possible backgrounders as well. Firstly, to show you Murshidabad, uh, if you look at the map of West Bengal, you have the eastern side of West Bengal, which obviously borders Bangladesh. Right here in the north, you have Kuch Bihar, Jalpaiguri, Uttar Dinajpur, Dakshin Dinajpur, Malda, Murshidabad, Nadia, North Parganas, and South Parganas. Now, the protests have largely been in these two districts when you talk about Malda and Murshidabad. Let's first understand Murshidabad and its history. Well, with a simple Google search, you can understand that Murshidabad is once was a historical city in West Bengal. It is located on the eastern bank of the Bhagirathi River, a distributary of the Ganges. It forms part of the Murshidabad district. During the 18th century, Murshidabad was a prosperous city. It was the capital of the Bengal Sabha for 70 years, with a jurisdiction covering modern day Bangladesh, the Indian states of West Bengal, Bihar, and Odisha. Now, if you look at the demographics of the district, as per the 2011 census, Murshidabad had a total population of 44,019, of which 22,177 were male and 21,842 were female. If you look down, according to the 2011 census, the religious makeup of Murshidabad city was Hindus 75.9% and Muslims 23.86%. Now, the violence that has broken out in the past 48 hours has largely been in this particular part of Murshidabad. So it's some Shamsherganj, which is falling in the administrative division in the Jangipur subdivision of the Murshidabad district in the Indian state of West Bengal. If you talk about the demographics of this, here it is. In the 2011 census, Muslims numbered 2,37,152 and formed 83.48% of the population in Samserganj. Hindus numbered 46,522 and formed 16.838% of the population. So here you can clearly see that majority of the population is Muslim, which is about 83.48% of the population. Now, to further talk about Murshidabad and what is happening, firstly, giving you an overview of the violence that happened yesterday. It's obviously got out of hands. The protest began after the Friday prayers. You had visuals coming in of cars being set on fire, roads being blocked, stone throwing, violent clashes. You had visuals of police officers taking shelter as well. And now, yes, the Calcutta High Court has stepped in, and you've had them deploying the central forces in Murshidabad as well. Now, to take you through these two epicenters that I had showed you earlier, which is basically Malda and Murshidabad, and what is happening in both these parts. If you look at Suvendu Adhikari and what he had to say, His visit was first to Malda, where he spoke to the victims. He was earlier, remember, he was not allowed, but then due to the High Court order, he was there. He met with the victims. Here you can see the visuals of him meeting with those families who were affected by the earlier violence that had happened during similar protests. After which, he first we spoke of Malda here, where he's meeting the families. The next epicenter was violence was Samsherganj. And look at these visuals, viewers. These are the people who, as you can see in the videos, attacking office of the Jalangi Block Development Officer in Jalangi in Murshidabad, throwing stones. You can see a large mob over here who has gathered and were attacking the government office in this case. Now, Mamta Banerjee, speaking on the violence, has said, and she's released a statement, and she said, "My sincerest appeal to all people of all religions. Please remain calm, remain restrained. Do not engage in any unrighteous behavior in the name of religion. Every human life is precious, and do not incite riots for the sake of politics. Those who are inciting riots are harming the society. Remember, we did not make the law that many are agitated against. The law was made by the central government, so the answer you want should be sought from the central government. We have made our position clear on this matter. We do not support this law. This law will not be implemented in our state. So what is the riot about? Also, remember, we will take legal action against those who incite riots. We do not condone any violent activity. Some political parties are trying to misuse religion for political gain. Do not give in to their persuasion. I think religion means humanity, goodwill, civilization, and harmony. I appeal to everyone to maintain peace and harmony." So while the latter part of her this particular tweet rightfully calls out writers and also gives a positive message on religion, the way she starts her particular message is by clearly repeating that, the Waqf bill is not being passed by them, it is being passed by the government and they won't implement it, clearly declaring that the protest has been over the Waqf bill. Now, as I said, viewers, earlier, the country has largely been peaceful. Most of the country, most of Bengal, in fact, has also not witnessed any violence. But you have Malda and Murshidabad, which have been the epicenters for some reason. Now, let's look at some news reports in the past and then try to indicate why this is happening. Here is one news report from Taza TV, which is a local newspaper. It says, "Infiltration surges Murshidabad is the worry as farmers face crop damage and security concerns along India-Bangladesh border. Rising infiltration from Bangladesh is wreaking havoc on crops and security in Murshidabad border areas. Farmers report damage and theft of crops, with livestock from Bangladesh crossing the border unchecked. Fears grow among locals as barbed wire free sections of the border increase infiltration risks and vulnerabilities." So you have these reports of farmers being worried of the infiltration. They've reported excessive damage to their fields with allegations that infiltrators of Bangladesh are trampling crops, stealing harvests, and in some cases cutting crops to take them away. So this indicating trouble for the locals in Murshidabad. And this report is from end of last year. Another report of BSF foiling a infiltration bill along Bangladesh border, where in Murshidabad district, you have this article being written by Business Standard that says that BSF has successfully thwarted an illegal infiltration attempt along the India-Bangladesh border in Murshidabad district with the arrest of 4 Bangladeshi nationals. The BSF statement reads, "In a significant operation, vigilant personnel of the 73rd Battalion of the BSF South Bengal frontier successfully thwarted an illegal infiltration attempt along the India-Bangladesh border in Murshidabad district. The BSF troops apprehended 4 Bangladeshi nationals who had crossed the international border with fake Aadhaar cards, allegedly intending to travel to Chennai. Additionally, an Indian tout facilitating that entry was also arrested." Now I've shown you 2 reports that specifically talks of border infiltration happening in Murshidabad. The earlier was from 2nd December 2024. This one is from October last year as well. You're talking about Indian handlers helping them. You're talking about fake IDs being used by them. And here, viewers, is my next report, which is going to be even more worrying because this particular report was published by the Times of India. Look at the date, December 2nd, 2002. The BSF says it is nearly impossible to check infiltration across the Indo-Bangladesh border, particularly in Murshidabad. Senior border security force officials said in Kolkata recently. The spy network in Murshidabad to the police that they had been frequently crossing over to Bangladesh illegally to take instructions from ISI agents stationed in Dhaka and Rajshahi. Among them were a few serving and retired defense personnel. There were houses through which the international border ran, BSF DIG RP Singh then had said in a press conference. There was a place of worship, a part of which was in India, then another in Bangladesh. The Murshidabad border was particularly difficult because most of which was riverine along the Padma River, and it was not possible to fence this stretch of the border. So, viewers, I've just spoken about the violence that has happened in Malda and Murshidabad. I've shown you reports of infiltration happening on these borders as well. The worrying part is that the last article that I just showed you was from 2002. So if it's happening for 23 years, you can talk about the scale of it as well. In 2011 was when the last census happened. You're still talking 14 years on. If this unchecked infiltration has happened, yes, there needs to be a higher level probe on whether it is linked to this violence because it is specifically only happening in the eastern part of West Bengal, which is on the India-Bangladesh border. And how to deal with this border fencing problem is going to be a major thing. Suvendu Adhikari has demanded that an NIA probe being conducted into this particular incident. Yes, I feel it should be considered because there are tensions in that area, and largely the country has remained peaceful. And to link this to the Waqf Amendment Bill is obviously a doubt. Thank you for watching this video on NewsX YouTube. For more such videos, please subscribe to the channel.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.